Hello gamers all the world and welcome to Video Game Bros. My name is Daniel, aka Jack Nakiri, and today I will bring you another Black Desert Online video, and this time we're going to take a look at wagons, and I will show you how you can craft your own trade wagon. To start off with, this video will start with an explanation to why you would want wagons, and then I will explain what type of wagons there is in the game currently, and then I will start with the crafting guide. So if you just want to see the guide, I will put a bunch of useful timestamps in the description so you can skip to whatever part you're interested in. So let's start off with why would you use a wagon? And wagons are useful in almost any trade you can do in this game. For example, if you're into gathering and processing, you might want to have a wagon with you when you are chopping down trees or mining rock to store it, to not over-encumber you. You can also use it for transporting your goods to another town to sell it. Same thing with other like alchemy and cooking. I think you can make trade packs and sell them as well. You need to transport it. Also fishing, very important. If you want to transfer your fish to a distant town to keep it fresh, you need to get there fast with lots of fish, and you need a wagon. Also very useful if you're into training, because you can attach your horses to the wagon, and you can attach several horses to most wagons, which means you can level up several horses at once. Sorry. And obviously for trading, you want to use your good wagon. That's the most where it's most useful and where it's most obvious as well. So there are different types of wagons. Let's go. There are 3 lower tier that's possible to buy directly from the stable manager, so let's go check that out. He's over here. It's pretty crowded, so let's talk to him and check out the shop. So he has the shabby wagon, the farm wagon, and the flimsy wagon. I suggest just skip those 2 and go directly for the farm wagon if you just want to buy a wagon. The farm wagon will work a long way. You can attach 2 horses to it, and yeah, it works very good in the beginning. If you want to go hardcore and get better wagons, you need to craft them in a wagon workbench, which is a special house you can find in several towns, but the best ones are as I have found, is in Calfion, and you need to get this house, the wagon workshop. And here you can, apart from the flimsy and the wagons you could buy basically from the stable manager, you have a trade wagon, which we're gonna look at today, and the noble wagon, which is basically the best wagon, I think, because you can attach 4 horses to it, which makes it awesome for training, and it has the best capacity in terms of cargo and weight capacity. But I will not craft this today because I do not have the required gathering and processing levels to craft it. I think you need like professional 10 and professional 5 for gathering and processing to make the sturdy plywood. But we will look at trade wagon in between, and I will come back and do another guide in the future for the noble wagon. Alright. So this house you need workshop, and you need to level it to 2. This takes quite a while, so do this early in the process or before you start, or have it going at least while you work on the materials, because I think the level 2 took like 5 hours or something and the first one took like 2.5, something like that. So it takes a while, and you need to have this whole street unlocked. You see this workshop district 1.1.2.1.6, but you can have some useful buildings here in the beginning. The mineral workbench, wood workbench, and the refinery is houses that will be useful while making your wagon. So let's see. Yes, when you get the houses, we are ready to start working on the wagon. So I will go through the materials one by one and work our way through the materials, and then we will get back here and craft it and take it for a spin. Right, so the first material we're gonna look at for our trade wagon is the brass ingot. And just like in real life, brass is an alloy made of copper and zinc. And we're gonna start off by looking at the copper. So there are two ways you can get copper. The first way is to have your workers gather it for you. And to do this, you need to invest in a copper node. There are several around the area here, around Mediah. There's one here in Coastal Cave, and 2 here in Imp Cave. There's one over here in the Goblin Cave. There's also one connected here to Idle, which is the North Idle Quarry. Just one copper node. When you have invested in a copper node, to invest in it, you have to go to the location of the node manager and talk to him and invest in his node by clicking node management and invest in it. Then invest in the copper node as well. Then you can start gathering some copper here. To do this, you need a worker in the town. So I have a worker here in Mediah, and I can have him get some copper for me. Each repetition of mining takes this giant 47 minutes. So that includes him walking over to this from town to this node, then start shopping and walk back with the material. So you can select however many times you want. So if you select one time, he will just go one time, and that will drain 1 stamina from his total. So at the moment he has 16, so I'll send him away. It will and he will bring back some copper. The second way to get copper is to simply mine it yourself. You can do this by equipping your steel or a pickaxe of any kind, and go to you go to a pure copper node. You can find these inside the caves here, where the copper nodes are on the map. You can find like this, a copper node, and you just mine your copper from it. So let's see here. Oh, I got the copper. You can also find stones like this, the granite, which can have copper as well. Whether you choose to have your workers do it or mine it yourself is up to you. If you need to level up your gathering skill, you can do it yourself. If you need, if you are low on energy, you can have your workers do it and it will not cost you any energy. Yes. So let's move on to the processing part of the copper. Right, so when we have our copper ores ready, we need to process them before we can make them into our brass ingots. And to do this, you can open your produce window. You select heating and you put in the copper ore. Then you start processing. In the end, we're gonna need 8 brass ingots, and each ingot will require 5 melted copper shard, which is this gas. And each time you process 5 copper ores, you get 1 or 2 metal shards. So if you calculate it as you get 1.5 each time, you will need about 130 copper ores, give and take. So yeah, we need 40 of these guys. I will cut back to when I have processed my copper. Alright, so I have finished processing my 130 copper ores, and I just got a little bit shy of 40 melted copper shards, so I'm gonna need to get some more ores and get my 40 ores. Alright, so when you have your 40 melted copper shards, we are ready to move on to the next material. And the next material for the bronze ingot is the zinc ore, which we need the same amount as the copper, but we need to get zinc. And there are currently no nodes on the map for your workers to mine zinc from. I think they will be somewhere over here in a later update. You can find zinc in this area northwest of Heidel, southeast of Velia, on the top of this mountain. So let's head over there and see what we can find. Alright, so we have climbed up this mountain, and this is my current location. And I've equipped my pickaxe, and I'm gonna get some zinc. And you can get these from a number of stones from here. You have the bloodstone here. We have the bloodstone here, and this stone andesite, if I pronounced that correctly, as well as this one, which is sandstone. All these 3 stones has zinc in them, so you're gonna wanna mine this about 130 ores, maybe a little bit more to be on the safe side. And then we are ready to melt it. Alright, so we have gathered a bunch of zinc ore, and it is time to melt it down to melted melted zinc shards this time. So I gathered 130, and I was lucky enough to get 4 of them already melted when I was mining. So yes, let's melt these down, and I will be right back. Right, so I finished melting down all the zinc, and we have 40 of both the zinc and the copper that we melted, and we are ready to start making the brass for our wagon. So there are 2 ways to do this, and I will be using my workers to do it. So first off, we need to put them in our storage. And then we're gonna go to our map, and we're going to find a mineral workbench. We can type in mineral with the capital M, and it will point to all the possible mineral workbenches. I got this one on my way to the Wagon workshop, and I go to manage crafting, and here we can find the ingots. So we're gonna create brass ingots, and you can see here they require 5 ingots each of them, and we will need 8. So I'm going to have my worker do first one of these that gives 5, and then the last I will do single You do these 5 times because, you know, save some of the stamina. So let's have him start working on that. So while he does that, I will show you the second way to get it. And this is by melting it down to ingots yourself. This will require you to have the knowledge of heating beginner. And you get this by doing a quest. I will put a link in the description to this quest so you can see where you start it. It requires you to have a gathering level of Apprentice 3. It's not too hard to achieve, and yeah, so, but you decide on your own. I will have my worker do it for me, mostly, because I am a little bit low on energy at the moment. But I will show you how it's done. So, each ore, each ingot requires 5 of each. Melted, you go to produce, heating, and we put in both the melted copper and the melted zinc, and we start producing. And this should give us a nice brass ingot. There you go. So, moving on to the next material for the wagon, we got the blackstone powder. And as you noticed while you were gathering all your metals, is that you got a bunch of rough stone. And this is the raw material that we are gonna use to make the blackstone powder. If you didn't mine the zinc your own or don't have this, you can get it by using your pickaxe on basically any stone that you encounter in the game. It will have rough stone. We will need let's see, 20 blackstone powder, and each blackstone powder costs 2 rough stone to make. So you go to your refinery here on the map, manage crafting, and you do it the same way as we did with the ingots. We have our workers doing it. I don't have any more workers in this town, so I will either hire more or do this one later. But it's the same way as the ingots. You select the number of times and then you start the work, and we will need 40 rough stones to make 20 blackstone powder. Alright, moving on to the next material, which is the cedar plywood. And to make it, we need to chop down some cedar trees. I have found the best, for me at least, the best place to get cedar trees are in the general area southwest of Calfian. I'm sure there are many other places on the map where you can get cedar wood, but this is my sweet spot for getting cedar. So let's equip our lumbering axe and start chopping down some trees. So this is a cedar tree, and just start chopping them down, and see, just follow along the roads. There are several more trees. We got 2 cedar timber. So I'm gonna continue chopping here, and I'll get back to you when I have enough to make my plywood. Alright, so we got a lot of cedar timber now, so we're gonna start to process them and see how far we can get. So we want to reach 80 planks. We get planks by chopping cedar timber. Each processing will take 10 timber and convert into 1 or 2 planks. So this will take a while. Actually, it takes 5 at a time. Then I maybe got a little too many. Let's see how many it will take to get the 80, and I will be back. Alright, so I finished processing my birch or my cedar timber, and I overestimated a little bit, so it was more like 280 timber for my 80 planks. So you can expect around 300. Alright, so we're gonna move on and make some plywood out of our planks, and we're gonna do this again by using the workers. So we need to put the planks in our storage. Alright, so next we go to the map, and this time we will click on the, let's see, the wood workbench, and we're gonna select. Now this time we need cedar plywood, and you see here one cedar plywood takes 10 planks, and we need 8. So we start by doing a 5, and then finish off the rest with single craftings. So let's go. You can, this same as with the brass ingots, you can do it on your own, and same there. You need to have the knowledge, which is another quest you need to do, but I will put a link to that one as well in the description. But when you have that, when you've done that quest, you just chop up the planks one more time, and 10 of them should make the plywood, like so. So there you go, we got the plywood. Alright guys, so for the next material we're gonna gather is the soft hide. And to get these we need to hunt some animals for their skin. You can hunt either fox, sheep or deer. Any of those hides work fine. And I found a bunch of deers here southwest of Florane. But there's plenty of places you can find these animals. For example, there's plenty of foxes here in the beginning area. I'm sure you noticed, since one of the first quests are killing foxes. So I think it's around here, next to Olvia. But as I said, deer, sheep or fox hide works great, and I have found these spotted deers, so I'm gonna hunt a few of them. So just take them down and equip your tanning knife, and then just gather the hides from them. This will result in deer hide, and we're going to need to convert them to soft hide, and each soft hide takes 5 like normal hides, so we're going to need to get 50 deer hides or whatever animal you choose. So I'm gonna hunt down some more deers, and I will cut back when I get all this skin. Alright, so I have been collecting my deer hide, and I was lucky enough to get a few soft hides directly when I was skinning deers. So I think 40 should be enough. Again, we need 10 soft hides, and we get them by drying deer hide. And again, sheep or fox hide is also works fine. So let's see what we get. Yeah, 5 deer hides made 1 soft hide. So I'm gonna keep drying. Alright, so I got my 10 soft hide. Actually, as you can see here in the chat, the drying resulted in up to 3 soft hides. So it seems like when drying skin you can get between 1 and 3 soft hides, making it much easier than I thought to get your hides. So I suggest skin till you have 5 deer hide, and then dry it directly, and then see how, so you do not waste energy and kill too many innocent deers. Anyways, we got our soft hide, and there's just one more material to go. Alright, so the last component of our trade wagon is the wagon horses. And they are not really a material you can gather, because you gotta buy them from a stable manager. I think you can buy them from any stable manager who has a shop. Just go into the shop and scroll down and find a wagon horse. And for the trade wagon we need 2 horses. So put in 2 and buy. They cost 15k each, so not too much. And now we have all the materials. Here they are, and we need to put them in our storage to start crafting the wagon. I will also put a list in the description for each material, so you can read it and read all the components and stuff, how much you will need. And we just run over to the warehouse, put them in here. The brass, the black stone powder, the cedar plywood, the hide, and the horses. And now we go to our map, and we go over to the wagon workshop. We go to manage crafting, and we need to process all the materials. This is a strong wagon, so use the arrow to go to the correct wagon first. Very important. And now we need to process all the different materials. So processing 1 horse will be a 1 task, so it will take 1 stamina from the worker. So let's have this guy finish the horses. So we hit maximum, which is 2, and he will get this done in like 20 minutes. So we start him on that. And while he's doing that, we can get another workers to work on, for example, the hides. So this guy has lots of stamina, so let's just max him out. So this will take him, this is a one-time operation, so he'll do this 10 times, so it will take like 110 minutes approximately for him to finish these 10 hides. So start him on that. And if you have more workers, you can start even more. I have 1 more, but I need to give him some beer to regain his stamina before I can get him to work. And then you need to do this over and over for all the materials until they say like yeah, you finish all these numbers. So all the horses, all the plywood, everything. And then the wagon registration for Trade Wagon will appear in your storage. So I will finish this and get back to show you the end result. Alright, we are back and our workers have finished crafting the wagon. So it should have appeared in our storage. So let's go collect it. There it is. And with this registration thing, we just bring it to the stable manager like we would with any kind of mount or fishing boat or whatever. So let's talk to this dude, hit stable, and then register emblem. Then we right click the trade wagon registration, give it the name. Like so. And there it is. And as a bonus tip, if you would like to connect a horse to your wagon to level it while you do your trade runs, you hit connect wagon and then you select your horse and your wagon and connect them. And if you want to connect another horse, you do the same thing, the wagon and the other horse, and then they are both connected to this wagon. So I'm just gonna disconnect them to make some nice footage. But let's take out the wagon and take it for a spin. So let's go to here and turn off the UI. Nice. So there we go, we got our wagon and we are ready to do some trading. If you thought this guide was helpful, then hit the thumbs up button. If you want to see more guides in the future, be sure to subscribe to Video Game Bros, and if you have any questions, don't be afraid to leave a comment down below. And I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.